Now, I don't normally ask drug-related questions, but I'm gonna let this one through because hopefully we can give you some good give everyone some good advice.
What are they going to do? Tell me what I'm taking? Or?
No, Sam. Could you please ask Lee what is a good way to taper down taking T3, T4, and get your natural thyroid to start functioning properly? Reason I'm asking is because he mentioned he took some T3 for a show, and there is too much bullshit advice online that's full of idiotic advice. I would appreciate if you kept my name anonymous, and thank you for making these videos. I'm a huge fan
You're
of
welcome,
Lee,
John Smith.
and I love all the gym equipment you show. I wish we had that here in the States. Well, they actually are American companies, so...
Yeah. Well, yes, I have used T3 and that T4 before, but what I do is I don't go that high where I shut my system down. If I'm using, like Cytomel was the main one, which is 25 micrograms, I was taking one a day, probably the last 5-6 weeks. And then maybe a week or two out, I'd go to 2 a day. Whether 2 a day was any better than 1, who knows. But then after that, after the 2, I'd go back to the 1 and then just went off them. So that way I never really shut your system down. I know guys that are taking hundreds of micrograms a day and they stay on them all year round and they're just shutting their own system down, so when they do stop taking them, the natural system doesn't kick in. So it's like anything, we're taking Cytomel, T3, we're taking testosterone. You want to take enough to add to your body, not to totally shut your body down. So just don't abuse anything. So if you're going to try them, just start on the 25 micrograms. It'll work. You don't need to go, if someone says, well, I take 100, you don't need to go take 100 just because somebody else is taking 100. 25 micrograms a day, plus a good diet, plus the cardio and the training will be plenty to get you in shape.
And also just add that you were training for Mr. Olympia. So,
I was training for pro shows and that where, like I said, other guys using them. A lot of these guys, the amounts that I see young guys taking just for little local comps is crazy. And I can honestly say I've met a ton of amateur guys who are doing little local shows who take more than the pros have ever taken. So.
But on a serious note, what about someone who is a bit more sort of professional, someone preparing for say a dance festival? Would you recommend a bit more, or
they take more no matter what? So on top of their T3 with their Eckies and all the other stuff they take, so who knows what they take? But I think they sweat out, don't they? So then they take. I know actually a lot of guys get ready for dance festivals take a lot of testosterone, a lot of T3s. To get in shape, and then they take a lot of diuretics before the show, and then which is stupid because they're taking diuretics, and on top of that they go take all these other drugs like ecstasy and shit which make them sweat, or they're taking fucking MDMA, so they're sweating their ass off, and I wonder why they drop like flies. So it's just stupid.
Mate, it sounds like there's a fair bit of contest prep involved for these.
The dance. I tell you, some of those guys take dance festivals is probably number 1. Number 2 would be just dieting down, taking drugs to look good, walking around an expo. That would be number 2. The prep that goes into those 2 things is probably more than that goes into a Mr. Olympia contest. Seriously.
Well, mate, the stakes are higher.
Oh, yeah, walk around an expo. When you got that pro and you have your photo taken with the pro, you've got to fucking flex hard, and then you get the photo back and go, look, I look as good as him. Yeah. So, or the music festivals, so they can have their shirts off and dance around with their little man purse on. You've got to be in shape for that type of shit. Yeah.
And do you like I like the one on the radio show where guys ask you at expos, or how much do you weigh? 110. Oh, we've got you covered on 120.
Exactly. We're always bigger. But you look at them and you're like, yeah, got me covered, all right. Covered in fat. So. Yeah, some good ones. I've heard and seen it all. I'm getting old, but you probably can't tell due to my Botox.
Yeah. So
I'm getting younger, aren't I? It's only back the hands of time.
So you've been smoked in a few pose downs at
they'll hold their breath and shaking their hand and like relax. And then they get the guy, then he'll go over to his girlfriend or whoever he's made who took the photo, look at it and go, no, take another one, then they come back and they do another one. It's got to be just right, so they look good in it. So.
Yeah.
I've had guys that, can I do this side? I'm like, why? This is my bigger arm. I'm looking at them, I'm seriously looking at them, I'm like, yeah, they look the fucking same to me, but yet they've got to do it on this side because that's their bigger side. So, like I said, maybe if they measure it, maybe one arm's a quarter inch bigger, but in a photo or looking at them, you could never tell. So, but they've got to have it on that side, so that won't upset them. Yeah, they'll let you know what side they take the photo. That's like breathe, relax. It's just a photo, but now and it's
Yeah.
shaking, you can feel it vibrating.
You never know, mate. They might have, been posing, practicing for
They've probably been
for
pumping
weeks,
up. They've
weeks
been pumping
before
up.
it. Yeah. Oh no!
I got easily freeze. I better go pump up in the toilet, then go get a photo taken. Yeah.
Oh no! He's going to the toilet. Oh, he's ready to eat.